This is Mary Martinez. We lived on a farm up in Montana, Three Forks, Montana. It was a wheat farm. We raised barley and wheat, and so one year we'd uh, do half the fields that we rented, and the other half we'd do. Um, the other year we'd do the. So the one year the fields would be in stubble, and while we were growing crops on the other one, uh, we so we had wheat and barley, and we had a huge granary. It was about, it must have been 60 feet tall, and it was a big round one, probably 50 feet across. It was huge. And when we moved away, um, the fellow we rented the property to, took down that granary and put it on his own property, but it had a cement floor, so it was. I'm sure the cement is still there, but we had a. My dad got involved with flying, so he had went up to Belgrade. We were in Three Forks, Montana, so this was let's see, Three Forks, Manhattan, and Bozeman. I just got that all confused, didn't I? Anyway, Bozeman is where we had the airplane, and my dad would rent an airplane from there, and he had a grader, a road grader, and he took that road grader, and we lived in kind of a valley, and so at the top of the south end of the valley, above our house, he graded an airstrip, and he made it long enough. And I can remember taking off sometimes, and our wheels would be touching the wheat as it was coming up in the next field over, because we just didn't quite have enough airstrip. But we got it off the ground, and my dad also got involved with where they put insecticide on the wheat fields, spraying. They sprayed crops too, and so anyway, he got his pilot's license, and then Vern and Blair both got excited about flying, and so they got their pilot's license, their private pilot's license, and then they went on and applied with Northwest Orient Airlines and were hired. They didn't quite have enough schooling. They had to have so many hours of flying time plus 2 years of college. And so Vern hopped into college and got the 2 years behind him, and plus the flight school and everything, and passed everything, so he was able to become a pilot. And Blair was right close behind him. They both worked for Northwest Orient Airlines as pilots, co-pilots to begin with, and then as they get more hours and seniority, they would become full-fledged pilots and make full-fledged money. They made a lot of money. I can't remember, but it was like $800 a week or something. It was a huge amount. And they paid them that exorbitant salary because the airplanes that they were in charge of were so valuable that they wanted to make sure they behaved themselves. And anyway, I
Let's see.
can we pause it?
I think so.
One of the things I remember with the airplanes is that Daddy would dust the crops with an pesticide or insecticide, something that would kill the bugs, and then so that we'd have more more of a yield. And he would swath. He'd make a swath on the edge of the field and swath right along that edge, and then he'd come around and we would be posts. We would, where he would had gone, we would stand so that he knew not to spray there, and so he'd spray again, and we'd move over, and he'd spray again, and anyway, that's how we got those crops dusted. It was called crop dusting.
You were like the flag person, were you saying?
Yeah.
Or is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, kind of like a flag person, but I don't know that we were called that. We're just a flag person. Anyway, so
Is that all?
I think that's all I can think of with the airplanes.
That's so cool. That story. Hey, say bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.